He's gone.
World was on fire, no one could save me but you.
We're the only ones who matter, and everything they've taken from us, we're going to take back and more.
It's strange what desire will make foolish people do.
The great victory I saw in the flames, all of it was a lie.
What a wicked game you play. Make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do.
Every one of us is poor and powerless, yet we can overthrow an empire.
You're in the great game now, and the great game is terrifying.
With you.
Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
I choose violence.
Nobody knows no one.
I've never been much of a fighter. Apologies for what you're about to see.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Everybody proceed to freak out in an orderly fashion. They dropped the Game of Thrones trailer a week before we expected it, so just careful for spoilers from everything that's happened on the show so far. Can we all agree that Cersei has the best line in the trailer? I choose violence. Whole lot of new footage, whole lot of dead Jon Snow, so I will console you with a new round of the giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. It's for the Season 5 DVD, which is dropping next week. So anyway, on to new footage, here we go. If you guys don't recognize the song that they edited into this, it's Wicked Game. Game of Thrones will sometimes take old songs and do modern takes on it, but we open up with this downward shot on Jon Snow from the end of Season 5. Usually episode 1 of each new season of Game of Thrones picks up in the aftermath of the previous season's finale. So we're rolling right into Jon Snow bleeding out in Castle Black. Jaime riding in from Dorne with Myrcella's body, trying to convince what looks like a catatonic Cersei that life's still worth living. We're gonna take it all back. I'm so happy that Jaime's pissed. Not happy that it still seems like he and Cersei are still a thing, but I think it's just because so many of their family have died. Their relationship in the books is a little more strained. That extra little bit where he says more makes you wonder if he's going to go a little bit crazy this season. We're going to take it all back, and more. Hard to tell if Cersei is screaming internally here, or if she's getting ready to explode. That's the beauty of Cersei. It's really hard to tell what her mood is until she opens her mouth. This is probably when she sees Jaime's ship ride up, she's just really happy to see him, but then he has to tell her all about Myrcella. Hey Jaime, guess what happened last season? They threw me in prison, shaved my head. What have you been up to? Well, our daughter was poisoned by one of our mortal enemies. All in all, not a bad vacation. This could be the Onion Knight on top of the wall, or just mourning his fallen lord Stannis. He's probably reeling after what Melisandre told him about Stannis' fall. Ramsay, probably not sure what to do when he finds out that Sansa is missing, has to tell his father. She was the way that Roose Bolton was going to secure their hold on the North. That was the whole point of getting him married to Sansa. It's really hard to tell who this hot dog the Boltons are cooking is. It could be someone from Stannis' army left over at the end of Season 5, or it could be from later in Season 6. Most of the footage here looks like it's from the first couple of episodes, but every once in a while they will include stuff in the trailers from later in the series. Doesn't this just remind you of the Thens cooking Ollie's family during Season 4? All of it was a lie. I like the way it transitions from the flames to Melisandre talking about how her cause has been a lie this whole time. She really needs some dramatic act of the Red God to reignite her faith. Use as many fire puns as you want. Jorah and Daario looking for Daenerys, and as predicted, they find the ring that Daenerys dropped on the ground. They're walking captive with Khal Draco's Khalasar. Look at this sea of people, but I'm wondering if they're at Vaes Dothrak right now, which is the capital of the Dothraki. We can band together and overthrow an empire. He's talking about King's Landing in Westeros, but you can see how Daenerys is going to have a similar storyline where she tries to inspire these people to come together. Welcome back, Greyjoys. Maybe this is the King's mood? Sansa, looking none the worse for wear, in furs, so she might still be in the north, as we see in these other pictures here. She could be at the Last Hearth with the Umbers, she could be at White Harbor. We know they're doing Small John Umber, so I'm going to guess for now that she's up at the Last Hearth in this picture. Tyrion seems like he's left in charge of Daenerys' small council. He has Missandei, Grey Worm, and Varys, of course. When he's talking about Great Game, he could be talking to Missandei, he could be talking to Ser Jorah. He's just talking about the Great Game of Thrones. I like that. Wicked Game, Great Game, Game of Thrones. Drogon back in action. Cannot wait to see the Faith Militant versus Robert Strong. Zombie Mountain will crush you all till we get to Clegane Bowl. And don't we all choose violence? That's probably what would have happened if they had not dropped the trailer in the next week or two. This is probably the most queen-like moment I've ever seen from Cersei. Most of her power moves in the past have been when she's just being super bitchy or witty or cutting you down with some turn of phrase. Now it's like the Faith Militant has woken the dragon. These people are wearing Stark leather armor. Please, oh please, let this be connected to the Targaryen armor later in the trailer and be part of the Tower of Joy flashback. That would make this Ned Stark, but it's really hard to tell. These are the mutinous Night's Watch brothers trying to get to Jon Snow's body. They're probably trying to burn it because even if they're skeptical about White Walkers, people being raised as whites, they don't want to take their chances. I know it seems like Tommen is marching against Cersei, but he's not going to go against his mother. What I'm really wondering for his character is if he starts to assert his own will, because in the books he's much, much younger. So he might start rearing his head too. Northern Army, gonna be a giant battle we saw in the behind the scenes, gonna be so much fun. It's really hard to make out the banner on this ship, but I am going to cross my fingers and say Euron Greyjoy. Arya taking some licks, learning to survive while she's blind. Littlefinger finally gets his ass back into the north. Cannot wait to see what Sansa does to him once she meets him again. How dare you make me marry that monster? Marjorie, still in the black cells. This could be a wildling chasing down one of the Night's Watch brothers. This is part of that really large Bolton army. You can see the flayed man banner flapping in the wind. Sons of the Harpy, still terrorizing Meereen, going to be a big problem for Tyrion and Varys. So this man here, it's really hard to see the crest on his chest. He's wearing the same type of helmet as the Bolton army, so unless this is a Sansa loyalist, I'm going to guess that they catch up to Sansa and Theon. This actually looks like Euron being baptized by the Damphair. What is dead may never die. Twincest, not quite done yet. Brienne versus more Boltons, maybe she actually does catch up to Sansa and Theon. In the image we saw of Sansa with furs on earlier in the trailer, it seemed like she had escaped a certain amount of danger, so maybe Brienne saves them from being recaptured by the Boltons. Melisandre looking into the flames, fingers crossed for a Melisandre vision. She has POV chapters in the book, so I'm hoping that we at least get to see her vision. This is footage from the House of Black and White that we saw in earlier teasers, just going to continue to be a really big location of the show in Season 6. Please, oh please, Melisandre, do not try to have sex with Jon Snow's dead body. I don't think that shadow babies work that way. At least they're able to get him inside, but I do like the idea that the rest of the Night's Watch tries to chop down the door so that they can burn his body. I'm gonna guess that this parkour is actually from Braavos, and it just flows from the idea that Arya is trying to become more of a badass, even though she's lost the use of her sight. This could be Boltons versus Umbers. I see some skins. There could be wildlings. The Boltons will have to address the wildlings at some point because they're settling in the gift, and that's within the domain of Winterfell. This is Yara Greyjoy getting it on. Do not know who she is making out with. Oh dear Jesus, Euron Greyjoy, Rainy Bridge at the Seastone chair. Remember Melisandre's leeches. Something big from the books is going to happen here. Please use spoiler tags if you want to comment about it, because it's probably straight out of the books. Yeah, that definitely looks like a dragon, but here's the theory. What if this is from the Tower of Joy flashback? That would be another way to see Targaryens in armor, guarding the Tower of Joy, guarding Lyanna Stark for Rhaegar Targaryen. Tormund Giantsbane and the Wildlings versus the Boltons. Marjorie looking like she's trying to confess to the High Sparrow. Blind Arya, please show her some mercy. All the mercy puns you can think of. These soldiers are actually from Highgarden, and it looks like they're trying to take Marjorie back by force. Remember, the Queen of Thorns did threaten the High Sparrow, but he was like, if you cut our grain off, we are the many, you are the few. So in addition to Cersei versus the Faith, there is also Tyrells versus the Faith. At least from the Queen of Thorns. It'll be interesting to see if Marjorie drinks the Kool-Aid, but based on what the actress has said, I'm guessing not. Sansa on the run in what looks like the moments right after she and Reek jumped off the battlements at Winterfell. Dothraki charging, wildlings charging, short-hair Bran having a vision, maybe in the lands of Always Winter, turns around and oh hey, what's up bro, it's the Night's King. This is the Night's King, but it's a different actor, it looks like a different actor than the Night's King from Season 5. Regular White Walker hanging out in the background. And anchoring the relay is the Onion Knight, grabbing Longclaw, looking like he's going to fend off or kill all of the Night's Watch that are trying to charge in and take Jon Snow's body. He's so polite. Sorry for what you're about to see. Poor Ghost here, just sitting watch over Jon Snow's body. Makes me wonder if the Onion Knight is actually speaking to him. I know a lot of people want to believe that Jon Snow warged into Ghost's body, but usually if you're not a really powerful warg, you have to be line of sight, and we didn't see Ghost anywhere when Jon Snow was being killed. So let me know, what's your guys' favorite moment from this? And what's going to happen is I'll totally do a Q&A for this in another day or two, just give people time to watch it a couple times. New trailers always make me so happy. While you guys wait for my next video to post, you can click here for my top 10 for